I remember how softly she walked in. Not slow, just careful. Like every step had been measured long before she reached that courtroom. She was older, late 60s, maybe. Hands slightly trembling, not from fear, but from something deeper, something worn over time. A simple dress, a cardigan, and a small purse she held close like it mattered more than anything else in that room. No lawyer, no crowd behind her, just her, and one man sitting quietly a few rows back. Her son. He hadn't said a word since the case began. Didn't move, didn't react, just watched. The judge looked down at her file, then up at her, and smiled. Not kindly. "You're representing yourself?" he asked. She nodded. "Yes, sir." A few people shifted, because they already knew how this was going to go. The judge leaned back slightly. "I see this more often than I'd like," he said. "People walking in here thinking this is simple." A quiet chuckle. Then another. The kind that spreads when no one expects consequences. She didn't respond, didn't lower her gaze. She just stood there, still, and that seemed to amuse him even more. "Well," he said, "do you actually have something to present, or are we just here to waste time?" The words landed. Cold, public, designed to shrink her. She took a small breath, then reached into her purse. Slowly, carefully, pulled out a folded piece of paper, worn at the edges, like it had been opened too many times. "I just want you to see this," she said. The judge didn't move, didn't reach for it. "I've seen enough," he replied. If it mattered, it would already be in the file. A few nods in the room, because that's how it worked. If it wasn't official, it didn't exist. She didn't argue, didn't raise her voice. She just held the paper a little tighter. "I understand," she said quietly. Then, the man in the back stood up. No announcement, no hesitation, just movement. And that changed something, because he hadn't spoken once. Not until now. "Your Honor," he said. Calm, controlled. The kind of voice that doesn't ask for attention, but gets it anyway. The judge frowned slightly. "You'll wait your turn," he said. The man didn't sit down, didn't step back. "I think you'll want to hear this now," he replied. The room shifted, because that tone didn't match the situation. It didn't sound like someone asking permission. It sounded like someone giving a warning. The judge leaned forward slightly, annoyed now. "And who are you?" he asked. The man reached into his jacket, slowly, pulled something out, held it up. Not dramatically, not for effect, just enough. The room didn't breathe, because recognition doesn't need explanation. It spreads. Fast. Real. The judge's expression changed. Not all at once, but enough. "What is this about?" he asked. Quieter now. Careful. The man stepped forward. Measured. Each step controlled. "My mother has been trying to report something for months," he said, "and no one has listened." The room was silent. Completely. Because now, the weight had shifted. The judge looked at the grandmother again. Really looked this time. Not past her. Not through her. At her. The paper in her hand suddenly mattered. The silence grew. Heavy. Unavoidable. Because now, every word that had been said before, every laugh, every dismissal, was still in the room. Only now, it meant something else. The judge cleared his throat. Slightly. "What exactly is she reporting?" he asked. The man didn't hesitate. "Something your court ignored," he said. Simple. Direct. Final. The grandmother stood exactly as she had from the beginning. Quiet. Still. Unshaken. Like she had never needed to prove anything. Only to be heard. And as the silence settled, deeper than anything that had been said, I realized something I won't forget. The moment he laughed at her was the moment he stopped realizing who was standing behind her.